Well, greetings one and all. You're with Got That Funk, of course. And I had a comment recently by my friend Premed2, and he said that I seem like such a nice guy. Could I please do a video telling about some of the skeletons in my closet? He didn't quite put it like that, but that was pretty much the gist of it. And it occurs to me that even though on YouTube everything you say can and will be used against you, I really don't have anything to hide. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done, although that's not entirely true. And I'm going to share something with you. First of all, as always, I'm going to preface my story. I was born in a way, I joke about this with my friends all the time. I seldom ever get embarrassed, and I seldom ever feel guilt or shame. And I don't think that's because I'm such a good person that I don't do anything worthy of it. It's just that I don't connect very well with those emotions, even though sometimes I do appallingly wrong things. Um, and this is exactly why I don't have that many skeletons in my closet, is because it's difficult to quantify what is the worst thing you've ever done. For me, what I personally call the worst thing I've ever done, you probably wouldn't think is such a bad thing, or you might think it's bad, but it's not terrible. And you think, well, if that's the worst thing you've ever done, then you haven't done anything bad. Well, no, I've done some pretty bad things. It's just that the thing I'm just about to tell you about has made me feel bad. It actually made me feel guilty and some sense of shame. And that's such a rare occurrence in my life that I thought that, to me, that makes it the worst thing that I've ever done. All right, so dialing the clock back about 23 years or so ago, I was DJing at a radio station in Alaska, and my Jeep was in the shop at the time, so my roommate Lauren used to have to come and pick me up from work every day. And one day, by the way, if you're on the radio, certainly back in the 80s as well, I don't know if it's the same nowadays. For all I know, they have automated stuff these days. But back in those days, the DJs had to operate the phones and do all the stuff in the studio. You didn't have there was no automated thing going on, like I've heard goes on nowadays. Anyway, I digress. The point is, if you're on the radio, when I was on the radio, every single day you got one chick or another calling you up and flirting with you. But I was talking to this woman, and she was coming on pretty strong on the phone to me, and Lauren came to pick me up, and I had this chick on the speakerphone, and I told Lauren to keep his mouth shut, and because she was being like, proper suggestive and very, very, very sort of raunchy, and telling me all the things she was going to do to me and blah, blah, blah. And every time I had to put her on hold to go on the mic or to change the music over, Lauren would talk to me and he'd say, dude, what's the matter? Why aren't you going for this? And I said, because anybody who calls up a complete stranger who doesn't even know what they look like and flirts with them like this is either a complete slut or is totally ugly. Either way, I don't want anything to do with her. And he's like, oh, dude, you should go for it, blah, blah, blah. And this went on for about 20 minutes until the end of my shift. And toward the end of it, Lauren talked me into letting him go over there and pretend he was me. So I basically agreed with this chick on the phone that I'd come around after I went and sorted a few things out after work. And she gave me her address and everything like that, which obviously he took. And he went around her house and they had sex like 3 times, and she ordered in pizza and a case of beer and whatever, and spoiled him rotten. And he thought it was really hilarious. You see, the thing is, when I agreed to do it, I didn't think she'd fall for it. He didn't sound anything like me, not even close. I mean, not even close. So I didn't think she'd fall for it, to be honest. But that's no excuse. I still sort of set the thing up, or let it be set up. And the next day, she called me up while I was on the air, and she was like, "Oh, you were amazing," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this, but that wasn't me. And obviously she got pretty upset, and she's like, "How could you do this to me?" and everything like that. And I didn't know what to say, because there's one side of you, which is like, well, the main part of me feels really bad. It's like, God. Well, I said to her, I said, look, you didn't even know what I looked like. Why did it matter who went around there? Which is the worst possible thing I could have said. But I was just sort of backpedaling and defensive and whatever. And so the things I said to her on the phone only made it worse, and I felt really bad about that for years and years and years. It was a long time ago, so it doesn't quite sort of dig at me like it used to. But that's something I've done that I'm certainly ashamed of. Definitely not proud of it. I think it's something that must have really, really affected her. And my roommate, on the other hand, is just another conquest, just another fun story to tell his other friends about. It's disgusting. Anyway, right. Well, there's one of my skeletons pre-med. If that's insufficient, you can dig further. I'm easily charmed. Anyway, this has Got That Funk. May all your ups and downs be ups. Until next time, peace.